Welcome to Bible in a Year, day 107. Today we read 1 Samuel 25 through 27. Samuel dies, and all of Israel assembles to mourn and bury him in Ramah. David and his men had been helping a wealthy man, Nabal, in the wilderness tend to his livestock. David sends some of his men to go to Nabal's men and ask for provisions. Nabal refuses. He says, "Who is David? Who is Jesse?" He is either unaware or refuses to acknowledge that David defeated Goliath and the tens of thousands of Philistines. David responds to his men, "Every man strap on his sword." David also strapped on a sword, and 400 men were headed to destroy Nabal and all the men of his household. Nabal's wife, Abigail, learns what her husband did and goes to David with 200 loaves of bread, 2 skins of wine, and 5 sheep, along with grains, raisins, and figs. She falls before David, takes all the blame, and asks for forgiveness, and tells David it would be wrong to kill all the innocent men in Nabal's house. David relents, and the men are spared. When Abigail takes the news back to her foolish husband, he has what sounds like a heart attack and dies 10 days later. David takes Abigail as his wife. We also learn that David took another wife, Ahinoam of Jezreel, and we learn that Saul took his daughter Michal away from David and gave her to another man, Palti. When we left 1 Samuel a couple days ago to read some Psalms, David had just spared Saul's life, and Saul acknowledges David will be the next king, and it seems there will be peace between the two. Yet, in 1 Samuel 26, Saul once again is pursuing David. David sneaks into Saul's camp of 3,000 men while Saul is sleeping. Instead of killing Saul, he takes Saul's spear and jar of water and leaves unseen. When Saul learns that David has spared his life for a second time, David kind of questions him. "Are you listening to God, or is it man that's convincing you to kill me?" And in chapter 26, verse 21, Saul replies, "I have sinned. Return, my son David, for I will no more do you harm, because my life was precious in your eyes this day." David still doesn't trust Saul. Who can blame him? So he escapes to the land of the Philistines in Gath. Saul does stop hunting David. Achish, king of Gath, gives David a place to dwell called Ziklag. David lives there for over a year and spends that time raiding and killing off all of the inhabitants of the land that Israel had disobeyed and failed to destroy earlier. David is disobedient in that he keeps the livestock as plunder, and he gives that livestock to Achish, and Achish, the king of Gath, thinks David is destroying towns in Israel. Tomorrow we will jump back into some of the Psalms of David, 17, 35, 54, and 63. Have a blessed day.